and I'm excited to see what what comes with this. But there is a lot of downfalls and a lot of problematic things that we're going to have.
I think it's interesting you're excited about it.
I'm
not excited about it at all. That's the laziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's exciting, dude.
I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call and quits.
Yo, what up, Compodres? Welcome back to another action-packed episode with your host with the most from the West Coast, SB Press. As always, I got my man Lance in the house.
Yep.
Riz out in the his out.
How you guys doing?
CB's on the side. M-Rod's in the back with the Mastermind. Reporting live from Mastermind Media as always.
Yes, sir.
And Sunnyside, LA, California, but it ain't so sunny right now.
It's all right with me.
A lot of lightning and thunder.
Cool down for a minute.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's see some seasons happen.
And we got a lot of lightning and thunder to hit y'all with today. Before getting into our NFL recaps, we got y'all with the uses of illegal and legal drugs and how they're just taking over the whole nation right now. Pros and cons. We got our pet peeves for the week.
Yeah, yes, we do.
I got a hell of a pet peeve for y'all. But let's first start this off with Joe's favorite part.
It's Weirdo of the Week.
You're
love this.
Weird.
Okay, so
Favorite part.
I'll start the weirdo.
All right, let's hear it.
My weirdo goes to Miss X Pippen. Miss X Pippen, Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Yeah.
I don't even want to give her name recognition because it's been dragged through the whole mud as it should be.
Kardashian camp, right?
Yeah. She's been forged through the Kardashian camp for sure.
Sure.
Forged.
Those are gladiators.
And let's just say her reason for being the weirdo of the week for me is the fact that one of the sons that she was really changing the diapers of is she's actually really getting deed down by.
Who is this? Who are we talking about?
Went from Future to another few NBA players, and now she's literally dating Michael Jordan's son. So Scottie Pippen,
His Ernest himself.
That is just so
right hand.
I just think
What's
it's
the
twisted.
age gap?
Oh, the age gap is I forgot.
She's
but
in her
it's about
40s, right?
No, I think she's older than that.
she's in her 50s.
Yeah.
Hey,
She's
CB, you
low
want to do me a
50s.
favor?
What's
CB, can you give us
Larissa Pippen, right?
Yeah.
Age.
No, Laura Pippen.
Laura.
Pippen. Just give her
Is it
an age.
Laura?
I was not trying to give her name any recognition, but her game is it's not a good one.
She's 48.
Okay, 48.
So, I mean, it's not that big of a difference.
But we're
I think
talking
about
about
15
his
years.
son's in his like early 30s.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
she's definitely Team Jordan now.
Yeah, but the thing is, we're gonna get into something later, but I saw something, and you see a video of Jordan and Pippen stand next to each other. And
right.
when I was reading about this, I was like, yeah, it's just weird. Like Jordan's like, my son's gonna get your wife one day. I mean, what's really going on, man? I mean, it's just you look at it now and like it's just weird.
Yeah, well, they were really close until Pippen's book came out and he started talking all the craziness about Jordan. So, but yeah, we can't hate. Cougar's like a younger man.
I mean, but it's still strange.
Jordan's
it's weird to
son?
me.
But
Out of all the other men, Jordan's son.
the weirdest thing is that you said that isn't she the godmother?
So
or
reportedly
something
she's like the godmother to him.
To
so
him.
it's
So
just
that's
a different level of weirdness.
Definitely.
Yeah, of course.
Definitely.
Not even in Texas and stuff is like that going on. Man.
Well,
No
we'll
disrespect,
see,
no
man. I
disrespect.
mean, let's see how long that relationship actually lasts. But it did grab the headlines this week for sure.
It's taking over.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
So who you got for us? Who you
him?
got for us?
Okay, I'll kick it off. I think everybody knows Draymond Green. Man, I mean, I really like Draymond. He's from Michigan State grad, from Saginaw.
Go Green.
I actually know some of his family members, but his shenanigans have to be stopped. And the punishment levied today, actually, is when it was heading down, is a fine. That's all he's going to get.
Yeah, I saw that too.
So my point is this. Remember when he called Kevin
KD?
Durant the B word, right? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
He got suspended for a game.
He got suspended for a whole game. He literally laid out his teammate, knocked him out, and put his family through what they're being put through. That's a meme forever.
Yeah,
and he got a fine, not even suspended.
No, I get it, but what I want to know is something aggravated him to do that, and that's what I want to know. What happened? I kind of try to find it because his name is Jordan Poole, right?
Yeah.
Right.
He's from Michigan.
I know who
he
he
played
is.
at U of M.
That's
not the problem.
But the thing is,
say-
I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm just like, okay, something happened before for him to do that. Like,
Now,
he
I
said
read
something
behind
to
the
Draymond.
scenes that he basically was kind of talking trash about contracts, and like you know what it is, and that's what.
Well,
that's
you know what,
made
man.
Draymond approach
but
him.
if that's the thing,
What is it?
I mean, there had to been something that was deep that we don't know about.
But-
and that's my whole thing. I want to see that come out
What
because it was interesting to me. Because I mean, dude, it was crazy. He knocked
What
the
Jordan
shit out of
Poole,
him,
what
bro.
people don't realize about Jordan Poole too, he's an antagonizer.
Yeah.
You know,
that was the
so
reports.
There's a lot of stuff that is not being talked about. It's just putting Draymond in a spot to where he's the villain. And I'm not saying what he did was not wrong.
Right.
But did anybody stop Jordan Poole's trash talk that led to that?
Right. Well, the reports and stuff articles and stuff that I've read is that it started last year during their championship run.
Oh, so there's beef there.
There's been beef.
Yeah, there's just beef there. Yeah,
And,
it's fine.
and,
Yeah, I know.
And
But
Jordan
still.
said some wild stuff, and Draymond being a veteran on the team.
Yeah.
Reportedly, Draymond called him to be, right?
Right.
Before he went over and got in his face. And Jordan Poole responded with some hate towards his kids and baby mama.
So there you go. That mean that's if that's
Wow.
if that's what happened.
So-
that and everybody knows when they trash talk, those subjects
those
are
things
off.
are off the table.
They're off the table.
But-
So yeah.
But for you to actually like lunge and like one thing is pushing, you know, and Jordan Poole made a mistake. He should have put his hands up right after he pushed him because
course.
what's going to happen?
You're
You gotta protect
initiating-
yourself.
Right, yeah.
A
So
fight.
you can't put your hands on someone and then expect nothing to happen. But for him to like lunge, knock him out. Now let's talk about size difference. That's 6'8", 240 pounds versus a 6'3", 190-pound guy.
He's over here like he's trying to sanction a fight.
Well, I'm just saying. Did you see that punch?
Yeah.
No,
The
man,
haymaker.
It was a donkey.
It was a
donkey
falcon punch.
Like he literally did the UFC, the
Or
flying.
he did a Superman punch.
You know, so and then he caught him at the end. So
Yeah, after he was picking him up as he was putting him down.
definitely. But it just to me, just the Golden State Warriors have a lot on their hands right now because I'm sure the team is having a hard time
Well,
with this.
Draymond's one of them is gonna get traded.
And it's causing a
How do
big
they play?
division between your veterans
it's
and your
over.
younger
If they
players.
don't trade one of them, it's over.
How-
You know
so
that.
what
Yeah.
did you say? It's,
No, I was saying it's causing a issue and a line between your veterans and your younger players.
Right.
So there is no respect for that captain anymore.
Right.
So what are you going to do? You're either going to move on with or without him. That's it.
If they didn't win a championship last year, we wouldn't be having this
No, of
conversation.
Of course not.
course.
You know,
or if
and-
it was Steph Curry on the other end of that punch, we wouldn't be having this conversation
oh
either.
my gosh, are you kidding me?
Of course not.
Oh wow! If he punched Steph Curry, he'd be off the team immediately. But what's so weird too is, and I'm gonna pass it on. They're accepting their championship rings, so like their families are all gonna be there, in the building. So it's just
you know what's great right now.
I
when you-
mean,
when
wow.
you say rings, that goes into my weirdo of the week.
Oh, yeah.
So I might as well just go into
Let's
it.
do it
are.
then.
I know you guys did. Do you guys know about what happened in Toronto last week at the baseball game when the guy proposed?
yes.
And you watch the video, and the dude brings out a ring pop.
It was the biggest
seen
rock he
that.
could
And I was
find.
just like, I'm watching
Hey.
this. I'm like, so let's really break this fucking.
Right.
Let's really break this down. Okay?
Gotcha.
Was it a prank to go on social media, or did he really just really screw with her? But the thing is, it's just too weird. I
I'm the candy man.
it's
I would've
just-
pulled that
it's
off.
Unbelievable. And then she slapped him, which to me, slaps are slaps.
Is
are
this
slaps.
was it scripted?
That's what I'm
seems
wondering
kinda-
about it.
It seemed
so
very
weird.
scripted.
Like
Yeah.
for TikTok,
No, I mean it was entertaining, but it was too weird.
It was weird. I mean, who does that? I mean, that's it's so cliche anyway. I mean, I don't think any woman nowadays really wants that unless you do it private like Drake does.
yeah, but the thing is, some people are like they get together because they're huge sports fans, and so some of them that's romantic. I mean,
I understand that. You got season tickets and stuff, but like if you rent out the stadium and take, it's just you and your date. Like Drake did,
Heartbreak Drake, huh? Yeah.
Now that's something serious, and then you propose maybe then. But yeah, that is definitely weird. What do you think, man?
I think it was classic. I'm a candy man. So, I probably would have, done the same thing.
classy.
Classic.
Oh, classic.
He's,
I thought you
he's
said
been saying he's the
classy.
candy
I'm the
man
candy
since
man.
you started.
I give out all that stuff, but I
Candyman,
probably would have
Candyman.
pulled that, and here I am. I probably would have pulled that out too, but it would have been for like a TikTok purpose. It wouldn't have been like the real deal. You're really using that point to get on one knee and really propose to your next ex-wife.
Absolutely.
And so
Well, that's what you're always looking for. I don't think everybody else is, but I know you are.
but no, I just throw that out for the quick man.
I think that's a viral moment that was I think that was created for a viral moment. But
Yeah,
it was entertaining.
And
it
we'll
was
see
weird.
way more of those things happening because everybody's trying to make a viral moment, an everlasting moment.
That's true.
Trying to get their 15 seconds of fame.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
Good
everybody-
job, man. There's 3 good weirdos this week, man.
Right? That was- yeah.
Okay, fellas. I want to drop into in between the lines.
Gotcha.
And this week, I wanted to go ahead and bring up illegal and legal prescription drugs and the pros and cons of them and how the pharmaceutical companies are really just running rapid and taking over America with them.
Yeah, I just want to say we're not making this political whatsoever. It's just opinions for us.
And I can get into this right now. And
Absolutely.
I've seen some docs on some stuff. Everybody that watches or knows me, I'm a doc guy.
Right.
And I believe it was on Real Sports years ago. Some younger kids, high school or early college, had some injury, and they would give them morphine pills.
Yeah. I know
Well,
what you're talking about.
The prescription would run out, and then they were getting heroin now because that's
Upping
the
the
strongest thing.
Yeah.
And the thing is, first and foremost, did they ever really need it?
Absolutely not.
And secondly, how the addiction started.
Because you're starting children off.
Yes, it's
You're talking
it's
high school.
unbelievable what goes on because that's what they do. I mean, that's the whole problem. We say illegal or illegal. Well, there's one legal form, there's one, and that's what they go for.
Yeah.
And it's really a epidemic, and it's sad. And to stop it, I mean, I wish we could find a way. And it just goes back to also doctors that prescribe pills for people.
Right.
There's no therapy going on
No.
when they go in there. They're take this.
No
You know?
duration of how long. They just keep on refilling.
It's just refilling. There's no actual therapy going on for the people, prescription drugs because of mental health issues.
Right.
Instead of us working them through it,
Right.
they just want to prescribe.
And there's no real healing
it's
to the
very
process.
unfortunate. So
It is very, very, very. The opiate, epidemic that's going on is definitely it's swept through the country like a tornado,
Yeah.
and it's killing a lot of kids.
Yes, it is.
It doesn't matter the race. It's people. It's humans. So Joe brings up a really good point about the pharmaceutical companies and the medication that doctors are giving to people. Really, if you think about the commercials and stuff we see, you don't see this anywhere else in the world.
No.
American commercials, the side effects are longer than the actual
commercial.
it's always a side effect. There's always a lawsuit going
And
on.
why is it always speeded up so we can't really understand what they're saying?
because
That's
exactly what
exactly
they want. They don't
what I
want you
want.
to. Yeah. So it's like, I have personal experience with this. My mother had diabetes, and she had medication that she had taken for a while. Come to find out, towards the end of her life, that the medication that she was taking, she was being subscribed, and it was like detrimental to her kidneys.
Yeah.
So it actually played a part in her demise. So it's like, I wish that there was some in the gouging that these pharmaceutical companies do.
That's the whole thing. Is the gouging, bro. It's so expensive.
It really is, man, and it's sickening. I mean, we talk about OxyContin, that's a synthetic heroin, and these morphine drips that they put on people, the IVs and stuff. It's becoming just a crazed obsession, and now to even speak about fentanyl illegally,
Right.
The stuff that's going on there.
Look at Xanny bars.
I mean,
Pandemic of that and how it's just basically like a Skittle.
It is, and
I mean, there's so much out there now,
Percocet.
and that's the problem. There's so much out there. There's the generic, there's the real, there's this, and it's just it's never gonna end, man.
Hey,
And
Pete,
it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
It is. Hey, P, what do you think rap music has to do with this?
Man, everything is overly
Not just
promoted.
rap, just music,
Just
period.
music in general.
Yeah.
They make it sound like if you're not on these, you can't create the type of music that you're making.
Right.
I have to be underneath that type of influence to be able to influence the
Well,
world.
I think a lot of it because when these guys go on tour, no matter what genre of music it is, they're going constantly, so they have things that keep them up and moving.
Right.
And it's just like I've read before, like a lot of famous people, they would get IV drips.
Absolutely.
Right.
The next day after they've been partying.
That's a big thing.
That's
Right.
a huge thing.
I mean,
And I have a personal matter
so
to add to
I
this
think
too.
with that, to a certain extent, I don't know about being creative, but I think keeping you going. Oh, they're giving all kinds of stuff, dude.
Yeah.
They can get whatever they want when they're on that.
But then you also have, like I said, I have a personal matter to add. Fortunately for me, and unfortunately, before his demise, I was blessed to meet Juice WRLD. Literally 4 days before he got on the plane, he just came back from shooting the Breakfast Club interview with his girlfriend and stuff. And where I work, I come across these individuals. Also I live in the neighborhood where I work and stuff like that. So some of them, I don't even want to say where I live because I don't want people harassing me to get to them. But whatever. I had, like I said, I had
He's
the luxury
really
of
humble
meeting
today.
him. I had the luxury of meeting him, and it's just really sad what people are doing to get out of situations mental when it's like, again, nobody really knows what the true issue is with it or where it stems from.
Right.
But a lot of it can just be solved with having individuals like how I have you guys
Right.
really just talk about it. Like it's not an issue to say, hey, I'm hurting.
Right. Not at all.
And I'm genuinely saying that right now to you guys.
Yeah. Right.
So just saying that along to everyone, just don't take those things for granted because there's moments in life to where the people you should have leaned on should have been the ones
Right.
and not the
Absolutely, man.
pharmaceutical companies and then, not just the perks and all that stuff. And everything just leads to creativity. How much more creative could you be if you have a free mind to think?
Yeah. I watched an interview with Babyface just not too long ago recently, and he said, I never smoked marijuana. I've never done any drugs in my life. And the host said, hey, a lot of people do because they think it, helps out their career. And if they can't do that, then, they wouldn't be as creative they are, like you said. He's like, if I need to be creative off of a drug,
Right.
then what am I really doing?
Exactly.
What am I really creating?
Exactly. So like that really sits with people, and I get it. Jimi Hendrix. We can go down the line about musicians.
We can
and
sit
people
here all
that,
day about all the ODs and everything else. And
But the pharmaceutical companies and everything that's going on right now, these doctors and opiates and everything that the problem needs to. We really need to
be fixed.
And it's been a big problem in America for a long time.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
So
I agree with you.
And it's not even just the legal distribution, the illegal
Well, it's
distribution.
just hard to
too.
find a good physician. Now, when you're talking about health, that's a whole nother ballgame, mental health, because finding someone that really wants to take care of you and dig deep and try to fix your mental capacity through therapy, that's the way I think it should be. And the thing is, I've heard stories, they just tell them to take pills.
Yeah.
Take pills, and then
It's a Band-Aid over the wound. That's actually
they don't
opening the
get
wound
into it,
even more.
Yeah.
And of course, there's different stages of it too.
Absolutely.
So I just think I wish we can get it under control one day.
Yeah, I do.
And I feel sometimes like physicians are like bad coaches.
Oh, right. Oh my Lord.
So
Bad coaches.
Bad
bad coaches.
So I'm gonna
Bad
take that handoff and literally hand this ball into the I can't even get the word out. Let's jump into NFL recap, guys. Proverbial football.
There you go.
There we go. I was searching. Lance
you go.
basically found it for me.
Gotcha.
But yeah, let's jump into the proverbial football with our NFL recap for the week, fellas.
Yep, and we might as well just start it with me.
Yes.
wait.
Everybody heads go
Of
that way when we
course,
get to
Joe
this
said-
point.
Since I'm
Hey,
sitting
hold on.
here,
You might as well say Raider Nation.
Raider Nation. I know we're mad. And I'll tell you what right now, I'm wearing this jersey today because Lester Hayes should be in the Hall of Fame. The guy was a monster.
Complete.
For sure.
I mean, he's second all time at most interception one season. It's Night Train Lane. It's him and Dion for second.
Yes, sir.
He's an all-pro. Won 2 Super Bowls. The man played football.
Lester Hayes.
And back then,
He
you
put in work.
had coaches that coached.
Right
now,
on.
I want to get into it right now because there's going to be a lot to talk about from that game that we're going to recap. But I'm going to say this. They lost one game 20-0 lead at half.
Got it.
You were up 17-0.
Got you.
On the road. On the road against the Chefs.
Right on.
I call them the Chefs. Against
Y'all
the
don't
Chiefs.
feel this, but y'all better be feeling this.
And again, everything that happened in that game, okay,
Right on.
they got out coached. It's simple. It's not working. He's not unless he shows me something and Raider Nation something and everybody else. I mean, I think it's just like
Josh.
this ain't gonna work. Yeah, there's no control. And the coordination, the DC coordination, like how does Kelsey catch 4 touchdowns?
That was
it's so frustrating to watch.
It's not like you have Tyreek Hill running opposite
No,
way
I mean,
to get,
and,
people
DC
all off.
play good, Adams play good. They play good. They play good football. Yeah. Max Crosby's killing it. I mean, there's a lot going on, but I just think at the end of the day, like the frustration's coming from the players, from the coaching and the calls.
I believe so too.
And
that first half should have just been mimicked.
No, it's just I'm not going to sit here and talk all day about that game. I'm like I said, I'm not. There's no reason to. I've talked about it a lot. And there's going to be some other subject matters that come through the segment right now about it. But and back to Detroit. I mean, there you go. Yeah. That's why I like to say get to week 8. Yeah. I hope no one listened and took the over last week.
Oh yeah, he definitely did call that one.
In
the wrong way last week.
They got spanked. I mean, there were some interesting games this week, as we all know. So
Detroit does Detroit things all the time.
Yeah, but they were playing your boys.
Well, CB, Emrod, they know. Detroit, we done had plenty of very sad Thanksgivings watching the Detroit Lions play. So, but yeah, they did play the Patties this week, and it was a good win. But
is there a lot of Detroit fans? I mean, during Thanksgiving, like, would it mean somebody Detroit won on Thanksgiving?
Michigan?
What's the Turkey Bowl games
huge.
like?
I mean, people are diehard Detroit fans, just like there are in any city. They think about it. It had to be a Cleveland Brown fan. I mean, think about that.
What's in Green Bay?
Right.
There you go. Just cheese and cheese heads.
And it's so hard to get there. I heard the flights are crazy. You have to fly into like 2 or 3 different cities just to get into Green Bay. But the Patriots did get a win. It was nice, but I'm not gonna lick my chops. It was the Detroit Lions, and they just played a better game. Bailey still, did Bailey things, but the defense really played well this week, and that was encouraging.
That was a good turnaround.
Absolutely. And the game was coached very well. A lot of defense was played as far as like field position, and Belichick really did a good job in using clock management, and I was happy with the performance. So
he's a master.
See, we don't get this kind of breakdown when they lose, though. Have you ever noticed that?
Oh yeah, for sure.
See how he over-articulated the whole thing.
He went deep. He went deep in that.
Well, you guys called me out.
If you ask him, we lost. Well,
you called me out last week saying
there you go. What I said.
So I was like, here we go. I'll say something.
Of course.
There you go. That's how I really feel. So yeah, but Colts. We see that.
Bro, that might have been one of the worst football games I watched.
The running game looked nice though.
It did. The
running game definitely did. You said that all along.
And Taylor was out.
Yeah, he was.
But what they have working, their running back stable is really, really nice.
Yeah, it
Did
is.
you guys really watch that whole game?
I watched enough.
I was at work.
I watched Red Zone, so
one of the worst games I've seen in a
when you're
minute.
flipping between multiple games, like it's kind of hard to pay attention to a game where you're like, I can kind of predict where this is gonna go.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to the spot where we got like 10 flat screens and we're watching every game, right? That'd be so dope.
Oh, that's
confusing.
Oh yeah, I love that, man.
That's
Data Busters is so cool when you do that. They have all the huge screens up.
I like watching this one game, but
okay. Well, I
like to sink into the one.
That's what I did when I watched them on Monday night. I just sunk into the house, didn't really talk to anybody, and just watched the
If
game.
it's your team, I get that.
He was like basically LeBron James in the playoffs. Just went completely black on Monday.
Turn everything
Sat there
up.
and watched it.
But who dat this week did they thing,
He said,
man?
who dat?
Did they thing
And
this week,
he
man?
found his thing for Raider Nation.
Hey, who dat?
Well, maybe he did some investigation for it, because that's what it is.
Nah, man. Our defensive scheme this week, basically, we stayed intense. We stayed on it. We still was a little ball hawkish, but we was getting sacks out there, man. Cam Jordan, he was stacking it up.
Football game.
It was a good football game.
Gino's lit, man.
Gino, I will say this.
Gino's lit.
He is giving the league something to talk about this year.
Man.
You were right, bro.
Yeah, he's playing football.
We talked after week 4. You're right, man.
He definitely did not pull it off against my Saints, but I still respect.
Yeah, he played well. Yeah,
he played.
That was a really good football game.
Had us, had us scared for a bit, but then we locked down again on that defense.
Absolutely.
And the Dolphins, they didn't make really a splash this week. We just going. Yeah.
Well, that brings up the getting into that. I get that, but I saw Tua's getting back into practice, and it's like, oh man, I saw that today.
Who's approving that, man?
It's hard to watch, man.
Who's approving that?
No, but I mean, it's just like everything
Teddy's in concussion protocol too, right?
I mean,
they have 2 quarterbacks in concussion protocol.
What were you saying, Joe?
They just said he's on the field again. It's like, are you kidding me? Like,
you can't tell somebody.
And it goes back again, like, because this is going to be I'm so excited to get into this because you know what I'm going to talk about is the inconsistencies of the calls on the field.
Yes.
And what
problem this
happens,
year.
and now it's getting really, really bad, and I'm pissed.
Roughing the passer's tough.
I mean,
Your
I'm not
boy.
even, the roughing the passer, but I'm talking about the concussions first.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That is out of control.
Absolutely.
There's no grasp on it. And they need to fix it now. And back, we're talking about because the quarterback's been getting concussed.
Right.
This whole roughing the passer shit,
It's out of control.
it's out of control, dude.
I think like we were talking, and I think they'll fix it. The league does a good job at listening to what people are saying, and people are in uproar. I mean, after the Tom Brady, and we don't even want to talk about. I mean, I'm a big Tom Brady fan, but I mean, he
How do you
literally sat
justify
him
that?
down. Yeah, he sat him down.
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do
It
with
wasn't
Tom
even-
Brady. It has to do with the calls.
I think that
He
that,
sat him down just for an attempted kick to come with it.
Well, that kind of set the tone for me because then what'd you see this week? You seen like all these calls, all those roughing the passer calls that were just insufferable for a lot of fans.
Well, the one that happened on Derek in the
that
Monday
was-
game, but they say
the
by
one I
the
was
rule,
I wanted
that's
you to
what
bring
it
that up,
is.
yeah.
But you know what? But as a fan watching it, and when it happened, I was like, oh man, because I already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
And then what happened was they started throwing the flags on the Raiders for everything. They called a defensive holding on a field goal attempt. They haven't made that damn call since 2015.
That's crazy, man.
Think about that. So that just they just all of a sudden they saw no.
How often
they had
are
to bring
they
everything back
questioning
because
or
they
forcing
screwed
the
up on that
officiating
call.
to go through the
I
training?
mean, the only thing they need to do, and the committees need to get together. The owners, the competition committees.
There
need
needs to be
get
a
together
replay
every
for the calls.
time. Every time there's a call, there needs to be a
Replay.
replay. That's
The
it.
fans will give that so much backlash, bro. You already know. Imagine they're already crying about how long the games are now. And you do too. Everybody does.
Yeah.
I mean, the commercials between everything that stops and goes, that actually
commercials
drives
gotta
the
pay
price
bills.
points down. For a lot of people tuning into the games and buying tickets is because of how long the game has turned out because of all the replays and stuff. So imagine after every
No, and
replay.
this isn't taking
After every big
and
play.
the other thing is, to me, is like I don't know who'd want to be a referee. I sure wouldn't.
Why are we even paying you refs?
I mean, no, but
If
I
we're gonna
mean,
review
I would say
everything,
this:
They should get penalized for the bogus penalties that they're calling.
Yeah, but dude, that's a hard job.
It is.
It
Oh,
is.
I mean, I wouldn't want to do it, and they
never.
make
But
mistakes.
some of the calls they're making is changing and shifting the whole game.
The inconsistency on the roughing the passer calls. That's the problem.
That is a big problem.
There's no black and white about it. It's like this, or it's just they're so far apart on the calls. They don't know what they're doing.
Right. Yeah. It is.
There's got to be. That's why they have to review it and do a consistency in what the rule book says, and that's that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure those league offices have just been having a great time the
Man.
last couple weeks with concussions.
And not even just
all
that.
this.
Let me just quickly pose this question. Still on the same thing, football. How do you guys feel about the Devontae Adams debacle? The situation where he pushed a cameraman who was obviously in his way
Right.
after a loss. Wasn't even supposed to be in the position that he was in. So what should the league really be doing right now?
Well, they got their hands full right now, but here's the biggest problem. And like I've seen it on every side. And Devontae, he's a Raider, man. He's a Raider fan. He went to Fresno State. I mean, we walked the same hallways. We walked in the same buildings. I mean, the dude's a class act and a
Best
great guy.
receiver in the league.
And he's
Hands down?
And
Hands
he's a
down.
very
There we go.
He's a very passionate individual.
Yes.
And I love seeing how upset afterwards because they're pissed, bro.
right.
And the
That was
thing
embarrassing.
it's like when you watch it, like I saw one clip and we had a discussion about it, and then I saw another clip and you see that. The problem is, and he apologized and know he screwed up, and yeah, he was in the wrong. Immediately. But dude, you're in a restricted area.
That's very true.
There's no one supposed to be walking through there.
Who was working the ropes?
Exactly. And you want to really put this on someone, it's the NFL and the Chiefs security.
Yeah.
Because you're having that problem that just happened, right? But what about these, these people, the streakers going on the field and the protesters?
Right on.
That's been a problem too.
Yeah.
They need to clear this up now.
Yeah.
Right.
And it looks like Devontae's probably gonna get in trouble for it. I mean, they charged him already, which it's gonna be weird. Let's see
Lance
what
broke the
happens with
news to me, so break it to them, Lance.
Oh yeah, well, today they charged him. Yeah, formerly in Kansas City of I think it was simple assault.
Yes.
A misdemeanor.
A misdemeanor. Yeah, it's a simple assault, a misdemeanor, but that's going to be a hefty fine. I heard it best today, and you used the right word, man, debacle. Because, I mean, everybody knows around the league, and you hear Joe, right, P, that Devontae's a stand-up model citizen.
he
You know,
is.
he doesn't make any mistakes, and and like Joe said, he was really fired up, and he cost him $250,000 because.
It's the league's really taking their time, because I'm going to tell you the other thing too. People say, he was in the wrong. Yeah, but he's in a hostile environment.
Absolutely.
When the Raiders went to the locker room at halftime, they were getting bottles thrown at them. I mean, there was a lot of shit going on over there.
But as a professional,
and that's a big rivalry if anybody doesn't know. But the thing is,
But as a professional, man, it's like the Coliseum floor.
Yeah.
Once you leave that floor, on the field, you can do whatever you want as far as physically. But as soon as you leave the field, you have to know, hey, even in your state. Because the guy, obviously, whiplash.
Yeah.
What did he say?
He
Minor
basically
concussion.
did the whole
it's
from Friday.
When
When
I
saw the
my
sec-
back, and
when I
now
saw the
it's
second clip, I mean,
250,000.
Devontae was walking, had his head down. He saw him, and like, dude, that dude just got out of a game.
Yeah.
And
But I can
he
say
didn't
this.
look like he pushed him hard. But
He extended his hands to push him. He could have.
He's a football. He's a football.
He should have made a
player.
business
I know, man.
business
Man, he
call.
ain't gonna swim right there.
It was a mistake.
Was
man.
the push really worth $250,000?
They don't. You guys are talking about money. We don't even know what's gonna happen.
Well,
yet.
It wasn't worth the misdemeanor.
The lawsuit that was filed was
you know what?
$250,000.
He might file a
The civil
lawsuit.
suit.
He
Yeah.
might file a lawsuit against the NFL and the Chiefs.
He could if he gets the right
There's
backing.
no reason for that guy to be in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I read it on Twitter last night. A friend sent it to me, and the guy who's a photographer said he's been there before, and he said it. He goes, "There's security and ropes, and the only way he can do it is he either went underneath the rope or the security didn't do his job. So that's all on them."
Well, this dude was a cameraman though.
He's a
right?
cameraman.
He was a free,
Yeah, he was-
Was he a freelancer?
He's a freelancer for ESPN.
I seen
Okay.
that, but he
So
still had
maybe he didn't
credentials.
know everything.
Right.
Yeah, but still,
But he didn't know
I'm sure
that.
the stadium hired ESPN's photographers
Yeah,
to work the
absolutely.
game.
That's exactly
So
how it works.
He was employed by the stadium, so he was
No,
technically
he's
a state.
employed by ESPN.
But ESPN, yeah. He probably had the credentials and slid under the rope,
I
just
mean,
like
what-
Joe said. He
yeah.
didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
I
So
think
then,
that's probably
who
it.
else? Okay, so he didn't know what he was doing. So what was security doing? What was the rope guys doing?
Let me ask you this, Joe. Funny shit. If you were that guy and Devontae Adams pushed you, would you do the same thing he's doing?
Probably not.
You would have just. Would you want some
If
like
I knew I was in the bad,
memorabilia or like some season tickets?
See, that's why everybody's
That's kind of biased, though.
But no. Here's the thing: someone's pushed the panic right now. Okay, we don't know what's really going on.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
We don't know if Devontae's people have been involved and talking and trying to do this. I mean, they're probably trying to make it on the rug. But I would, if that was me and I was a photographer and I did that, I'd be like, I shouldn't have been walking.
So you would have just left the case alone, even
I mean,
though you could have came up.
Here's the thing. I don't think anything would have been left alone because Devontae's trying to take care of this on his own. I'm sure.
Well, he issued to apologize
he was very apologetic about it,
immediately
you know?
after in the locker room, and then
Because
the guy
that's who
took
he really is.
He took a day and got a lawyer and proceeded with
No, but the
civil
thing is,
case.
he knows he's in the wrong because that's what's going to come down. He shouldn't
Yeah.
have been in that area.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, now he's Ezel again from Friday.
We'll see.
My back.
But
My
he
neck
did,
and my
he did
back.
sue for $250. That's crazy, right?
Well, I mean, you got another lawsuit going against Bobby Wagner. But see, again, this all goes back to
Man.
one thing: the NFL and the security going on at these games is not being taken care of.
Inept attitude to handle what they
just
need
think
to.
of the situations that have happened in the last 3 weeks,
Yeah,
4
crazy.
weeks.
The Shield is crazy, man. That's a tough. That's
And
a tough
they
thing,
know
man.
they're busy up there.
Yeah.
Right? They're busy in those offices because I'm telling you, I mean, I'm not the only one that thinks this way. I mean, this is my
I
opinion.
get
And
it.
you know what? Hey, if the gentleman really got hurt, I hope he's okay. But at the same
Right.
time, I mean, when you watch it, it's just here's
Whiplash
a great
and a
analogy
concussion.
for me. When I'm bartending, if a patron comes behind the bar, what do you think I'm going to do?
Absolutely. Yeah, I
You
get
don't
it.
think I'm going to be confrontational? You can't go back. It's a restricted area
Right.
to the public.
But I'm pretty sure at your business, your place of business, you're going to make a business decision. That's not going to cost you guys money.
Oh
right?
no, of course, but I mean,
So-
but like I said, we're talking about a football player who came off a field to me,
And extended his hands that he still could have swing moved around.
It's just so gray.
So it's,
That's why I gotta say.
It's not even black and white. It's, gray. Yeah.
Definitely gray.
Okay.
I'm just looking at my phone because the Dodger
it's all
game is
good.
3-3.
I'm just gonna go ahead and flip this into
Doyers.
TechVerse, brother.
Okay, cool. Sounds
Okay,
good
so
to me.
this week on TechVerse, we're going to talk about the delivery services with these new robots and enhancements of them. We actually just passed one up getting here. It's
so
2
funny.
weeks in a row.
What was it called? Binge?
Yeah,
Yeah,
was it Binge or Baggio?
But something like
Something
that.
weird.
Yeah.
But yes,
I was saying that.
yeah, please.
POS systems are in those, and Joe and you guys know those are basically serving systems that people use. So they're able to type in orders and run through computers. And the funniest thing about it is to me, I mean, technology is moving forward, so I'm ready for the forward moving.
Right.
And I'm excited to see what what comes with this. But there is a lot of downfalls and a lot of problematic things that we're going to have.
I think it's interesting you're excited about it.
I'm
not excited about it at all. That's the laziest shit I've ever seen in my life.
It's exciting, dude.
A
How can you
robot
not?
bringing
that
food?
exciting?
Yeah.
It's exciting to the fact that there's going to be self-driving cars and stuff.
I'm not comfortable with that at all.
But it's going to create a different chaos of just laziness.
So
it went from horse and carriage. Oh.
I
What
just
you got?
Googled speaking of those robots, I Googled it, and there's a story where the police are shocked that one of them rolled right through a crime scene.
What the?
Wow, really? That's right.
While somebody's
that's a good
investigating
point,
a
though.
crime
That's a pro.
scene, we're going to go ahead and order
There's
some
a picture
pizza.
with all the yellow tape, and the thing's rolling right over.
rolling through it.
Hey, hold on. Let me tell you something too. That's so funny. Just to back off that, I watched an episode. I watched Rookie. It's on NBC. Their episode this week, the intro scene was a self-driving car blowing through a stop sign and a cop pulling him over, right? And then he gets up to and the little girl's in the back seat, and she's like, "Oh, my dad designed this car. It's taking me to school." And he's like, "Well, I need to write somebody a ticket." And they're like, who do we write a ticket to? So that's we're working the kinks out, right?
I feel it.
I'm not comfortable with it all.
Let's hear it.
Well, no, it's just, it doesn't, I mean, I wouldn't trust anybody. I mean, it's going to go through so many streets and what goes on in the streets somewhere and just dogs pissing on it.
So you don't trust people?
Not even just dogs.
No, I saw one clip that these two skaters just beating the shit out of it.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, that's why it's never going to work in some place. Now, I do feel like, if you're in a major professional sports building, where you do business, I could see it going from floor to floor to drop stuff.
Well,
that's
that's a
how
good
it started.
benefit.
Yeah,
that's how it started.
I think
to
that's
it.
fine, but I still think it's lazy.
But yeah, that's a con.
Well, what's Domino's doing now? They have the self-driving
Self-delivery.
tricycle.
I ain't trying to eat no Domino's, bro.
But I'm just saying.
Knock
I'm
it
talking
off,
about.
man.
I'm giving
Leave Domino's out this, man.
Domino's is trash. I ain't
I
gonna
don't
lie.
eat that
It's
shit.
just me.
Yeah.
It's just me.
No way,
Domino's
bro.
is heartburn. Imran,
Oh, you
what
too,
you think?
Imran? I'm with y'all all the way, brother. Domino's for me too, bro.
Domino's gives me
I think I would
heartburn.
eat probably a Red Baron frozen.
Agreed. Or
It's not delivery. It's DiGiorno. That's what y'all do now.
I'll get a Tony's over there.
Oh Lord, these guys are. Oh man, I cannot. Do not shame
Domino's
Domino's.
is just trash.
The marinara
No,
is
bro.
just. I like the deals, but the marinara is
The
horrible.
thin crust is bearable.
You guys are
Bearable.
killing
The
me,
thin
crust
Smalls.
ain't pizza. The thin crust ain't pizza.
Okay.
Well, that's a whole other. If you want to go on that debate, how's that not pizza? What is it then?
Detroit style.
It's cardboard, is what it is.
Let me
When
pull
you get it
a
from Domino's,
hidden
you're
gym
absolutely
pizza out
correct.
there.
Yeah, that's what
You
I'm
need to
saying.
get a real Neapolitan style.
A
Check it
hidden
out.
gym pizza, Chuck E. Cheese pizza. No lie, that's a
What?
hidden gym
Really?
pizza.
Is it good? The frozen one? Or
No,
at
no.
the? Oh yeah,
Actual
yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
It is.
It's a hidden
Agreed.
gym
Agreed.
pizza.
Well, you guys always talk about pizza parlor or whatever. it's called.
Everybody does talk about it
Yeah.
because
Chuck E. Cheese is good.
I hear about. I mean, I have this regular, and he's got some health issues, and he always.
Oh, Jesus
no,
Christ.
no,
It
just
happens
listen real
one
quick.
time, and now every
listen to me.
time.
I'm trying to tell a story. You got to listen. So he brought up Chuck E. Cheese because he's on the phone with his mom, and he's drunk, and he goes, "Oh, Mom, I can't go to Chuck E. Cheese. They don't have tequila because he's an adult, you know." And the thing is, it's like, I've heard people talk about Chuck E. Cheese more than once in the last. I might need to try it.
If he wanted tequila, he should have went to Shakey's.
Well, it's got to be better than Domino's.
Shaky has mojos.
It's got to be better than Domino's.
How many tokens for tequila? That's a real question.
We're gonna flip a coin of that one. But let me go back to the portable delivery services with the robots. I'm in between because if it's a time sensitive thing when you want your food, if somebody's hassling or messing with it, that's gonna mess with me not getting my food on time.
Right.
So if I'm ordering, like, let's say randomly Wendy's, and it's like, oh, be there in between 30 to 40 minutes. If somebody in this neighborhood that is not a good neighborhood that I'm in at the time it's going to be a problem.
Right.
So how do we justify that?
Well, they have safety precautions that they've installed. So basically, these are like Yeti boxes that are like unbreakable boxes that they are really, and it's just going to evolve with experience, like everybody, like us as humans. So basically, they have installed the computer system that's going to be able to, it's kind of like the Tesla, to be able to self-drive and put in GPS, and you'll have somebody controlling it. And if you do have a safety issue, it'll be calling authorities so that somebody can intercept, what's going on. So, but it is in its beginning stages. So, but it's like I said in the beginning, it's a really cool concept, and I love to see things pushed forward like this for us in the future, man.
Let's equip it with some tasers. Let's equip it with some pepper spray. Because don't make my food late, man.
Not like that.
Yeah,
Don't make my food late.
You really have
if
everybody trying
somebody's
to get to
messing
it.
with the machine, it should have some type of defense
Yeah, and
mechanism
then you know what's going to happen
before the
then?
police gets there.
Someone's going to disarm the damn thing and then take the mace and the tasers from himself. That's what's going to happen.
If you really
Okay,
think
that's
about it, literally, guys, we could have picked that damn box up and put it in the trunk on the way.
And figured it out.
It's
just
like
figured
those
it out.
scooters. When you see a
Right.
bunch of scooters alienated somewhere.
Lance keeps on
I'm
getting
down the
on me
streets.
about not riding a scooter.
I won't mess with those.
Those scooters are awesome.
Wow.
Awesomely
Good for you.
dangerous.
Well, they used to be way cooler when you could ride down Venice Beach and you could take the beach way, but now you can't even get on the beach path because everybody cried and complained. But you can get injured. I get it. You got to be, it's just like doing anything. Driving a car,
Right.
chewing gum, and walking.
Gotta be
People have
coordinated.
trouble with that.
Oh, I say that on a
It's
daily
funny.
basis.
But
People
come on.
can't chew gum and walk at
Come
the same
on.
time.
Come
Seriously.
on. So-
Everything that I'm around on a regular, it's just like if you're operating your cell phone, you can't operate anything else around you.
Yeah.
And so I'd be wondering, like, how are you breathing? How do you blink? How do you think? Because you can't do two things at once.
Right on.
Anybody that's operating a cell phone at my business definitely can't get the job done for themselves. So they always need my help.
Just like the
Which is
scooters,
fine.
bro. You got to be able to, you got to just be cautious, man. That's it. Pay attention to the rules. That's it.
Okay,
Simple.
so let me slide this into our next topic. The next topic
What's that
today
gonna be?
will be the Netflix film.
Oh, there it is.
I hope you guys are on the Netflix
That's
because we
awesome.
be on it.
This is
the
gonna be
Redeem
fun.
Team.
Doc, we're talking hoops, finally.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Here we go.
You know, we in the eve of basketball season.
Got you.
And this one, it really touched me because a lot of people don't realize the importance to, the Olympics.
Yeah.
And this document series, it definitely shows you the behind the scenes of what it really takes for these people to really travel across and make it gold. We don't aim for silver in USA. So basically, Lance, let me know what you think.
Yeah, so my thing is that I didn't really realize that they really meet like 3-4 years before they get together. Like
Well,
3
that's
years
what the problem
with
was.
practice. But I'm just saying, like, they get together with practices every summer between these NBA players.
No, that's
full
what the whole
schedules.
thing was about.
It's just
you know?
insane.
Well,
I'm
no,
like,
because that's what's happened. These teams over in Europe and everyone else, they played all year round.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, like, the demand it takes and the commitment it takes, and they actually choose rosters. I thought it was just like, like the best players are, no, they're like,
It's a system.
It is. And so this documentary really opened up that door for me, like I knew a lot of the other stuff, but it was really cool to see the behind the scenes things
Yes.
that a lot of stuff none of us got to
it's
see.
a fun watch,
It
man.
was none of us got to see a lot of that. The Kobe and Bron reactions and interactions that they had,
bloopers
the
and
everything, the
bloopers.
camaraderie that they're building.
And Coach K, I think everybody had a
Awesome.
different. Coach K had a different opinion.
Oh, man.
People have a different opinion now.
He-
that story when he talks about with his grandkids.
Oh man, awesome! I couldn't believe he swore. I
No,
never
I
heard.
know, but
I was
he's a
like,
sailor.
He dropped f bombs all over that place.
He's a basketball
I know,
coach, man. Like,
and he's
it comes with the territory.
and
He's a
took care
military
of-
man.
and he took care
Army
of business.
man.
He
Yeah.
took care of business. That man took care of business.
He is.
Yeah, he
He was
definitely
the one that
represented
did
the
it.
country the right way.
Yeah.
And seeing Melo and Wade and everyone and then the Kobe coming in, it was. And what I really did enjoy about it, like, as an American watching that, you got to be emotional about it. Like, if you care about your country,
Absolutely.
which like I do. I don't, And the thing is, just in watching how much that team supported all the other athletes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool.
They
See
went
what
to the
they-
games
yeah,
and stuff,
they
and
were all
they really
hanging out.
made it enjoyable.
Yeah, it was about being an American and winning gold. That's what it was
Yeah,
about.
and supporting the rest of the
Exactly.
Americans
They
too.
did a really good job, man.
Yeah.
It was a great documentary, and it, I love
Yeah.
that's why.
If you
but
guys
see-
haven't caught it, please get Netflix and get with it, or get lost in the sauce.
Well, and another thing too is that like it really brought to light to me is how important it was for because we go through the duration of them not being able to even be with the Olympic players and other, they had to be on a boat.
Yeah, it was isolation.
2004, right?
Yes,
they had to be in isolation, so they couldn't even celebrate, and do anything. So I think that had a lot of effect on it. And then them finally being able to, sit with everybody and get the whole full effects of the Olympics, and really, have that sacrifice put in. I thought it was very awesome, and that was really a good key to me. And then also, like you were saying, man, Coach K and the speakers he came in and the background that he put in, wasn't it so amazing, man?
And,
motivating grown men, millionaires,
yes.
the way he did as a college coach.
Yeah,
he had so much to prove.
But the one thing that got me out of the whole thing, and I need you to fact check for me.
Yeah.
The guy that lost in the '72 Olympics.
Oh, that's Doug Collins.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
Doug Collins.
he's a coach.
No, we got it. Doug Collins.
The coach. Yeah.
That whole story and how they treated him after he won
was awesome.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. And
Got his due diligence.
I mean,
because he got cheated.
Yeah,
Russia cheated us.
They cheated us.
They
what a shit show.
absolutely cheated us. What did he say? He said a guy from the stands came and changed the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. And they won the gold with that. And Russia won the gold with that.
They got
And
robbed.
so
Dude,
they did.
he thinks about it every day in his life. I mean, it's I'm telling you, man, that's why sports are so great.
Well, they brought him up in the team when they won the gold and put all their gold medals around his neck.
Yeah,
so
that was cool.
But I also want to add, CB, do me a favor, brother. Do me a hot, solid favor.
Let's hear this.
Can you give me the starting five for the '92 Olympic team and match that up against the Redeem team? I want to know who you guys got taking that. 92 starting five versus the Redeem team starting five.
Let's hear CB. Let's hear.
I want to know the starting
teams.
five roster.
I
and
know
I want to know who.
I kind of know the teams.
I can kind of give it to
for
you
the
guys
listeners,
as well.
For the listeners, let's let CB run it.
All right, so for the 92 starting five, we've got Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Charlie Barkley, Karl Malone, and Patrick Ewing.
Okay, Patrick Ewing starting. Gotcha.
Bird wasn't in there in that starting lineup.
He was on some of them, but his back was hurt at the time.
Yeah.
So he didn't. He probably was 6 man or 7 man.
So we all got it. Ewing was on that team.
Who's the Redeem team?
Of the 92?
The 2008.
2008 Redeem team. Sorry, 92 versus 08.
Yeah, Redeem team. Dream team. Redeem team.
Because that was a really big situation for the 08 team, but they always compare the two. And I feel like we got a good argument for that.
It makes good conversation.
got a good argument.
But everyone's had this conversation too.
Because everybody in their prime.
And they're two of the greatest teams ever assembled in sports history.
Right.
You talk about all sports.
Right.
So, I think it's more so.
And
like
Coach K coached both of those teams, right? He was
No,
a part
no,
of
no,
both?
no.
Was he an assistant for the Redeem?
He was
Dream?
an assistant for the Dream team.
the
I don't
Dream.
remember who was the head. Was it
Who was the head coach for the Redeem though?
no, for the Dream team.
Okay. Sorry.
Man, who was that head coach? Man, I know. I think it's somebody crazy.
Hold on, man.
But
Yeah.
we don't want to drag it on. So I think the Redeem team was LeBron,
Chuck
Kobe.
Daly. It was Chuck
Daly.
Daly.
Okay, that makes sense. Pistons.
The Redeem team was
LeBron,
Wade, Kobe,
Yep.
LeBron. You also had Melo and Dwight Howard.
That
was
the
their
start
five.
Yeah, that'll work.
Now going against you have Magic, you have Jordan. The 3 guard for that one, I believe it was. You said Charles Barkley, and then you also had
Ewing.
Patrick
Ewing, and who we leaving out? Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's giving people problems and stuff. With that being said,
Ewing would have destroyed Dwight Howard.
I'm just gonna go ahead and give the cancel out. Jordan, Kobe, that's a cancel out.
You
So
think
the rest
so?
is on
You
the
think
other
that's-
4.
that's-
The rest is
Okay.
on the other 4.
All right.
I don't know, bro.
Both of them in their prime.
I think Jordan takes more than just Kobe out.
Yeah, I think you take.
I think-
that's what I think.
Okay, so basically we're saying Jordan for sure is the best player overall in all of that.
Dude, it's a slam dunk. It's a 92 team.
I agree.
It's a 92 team.
And he's at his
I don't
peak.
even think it's close. I just said Patrick against Dwight.
That's one sided.
So let's do the breakdown. So you did Patrick Dwight, you did Kobe, Jordan,
Kobe, Jordan.
So LeBron, who's holding LeBron?
LeBron.
Would that be Magic?
No, they got Charles Barkley at the 3.
No, but no, it'd be Magic. It'd be Magic.
I think Magic would guard
Magic.
LeBron.
So then
It'd be
who's
6'9", 6'9".
Who's guarding D Wade?
Well, they'll have
Barkley is going to beat up everybody.
who was their point guard?
D Wade was the point.
No, I'm saying for a dream team.
Magic.
So you got Magic. So so I get you, but probably. Yeah, you're probably gonna have to put Magic on D Wade and Charles on.
Just
on
match
LeBron.
position for position.
You're probably right.
And if you match position for position, Kobe and Jordan, take them out. So then you just got the 4 left.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to put Charles on. Yeah, you're gonna probably and Magic's gonna have to.
I still got 92.
92.
Nobody's seeing Jordan. Period. The airness.
Dream team.
They
wins.
called him what? Jesus and sneakers. That's what Larry Bird. I mean, the coldest. With all due respect, the coldest white boy to play the game of basketball.
True. Luka's next, but yeah, he's.
Man, you okay? Let me ask you this: What Luka's done is it better than what John Stockton has done overall?
Well, Luka's is when it is
so
fourth or
give
fifth
him
year.
Time. Give him some
Yeah.
time.
But I mean, scoring points. Oh, it's not even close. John Stockton was a very good point guard, like traditional.
And what position does Luka play?
He plays point, but I mean, he's masquerading as a 2 guard.
But
the guy's 6'8".
Here they go, bro. They're off to the races.
He's LeBron size playing point guard. So is he really a point guard?
Absolutely not.
No, he passes the ball well. But the style of play has very much so changed. But John Stockton was your traditional, bring the ball up the court, set a pick, feed Karl Malone in the post, throw him a, pick and roll.
Catch people in the corner.
Right. That's what he did. Luka is asked to score the most points on the team, set up all the plays. He has the ball in his hand all the time.
And that's their greatest downfall.
Yeah, I mean, they're putting players around him, but we're not here for that.
Right.
Redeem team, dream team.
Yep.
Okay. And I said dream team.
Dream team.
Dream team, everybody.
Dream team.
What about you guys? Both with the dream.
Dream team.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So in the comment section below, let us know who y'all got. Y'all got the dream team or the redeem team. And with that team right there, we gonna go ahead and slide things into my next segment. How do you guys feel about this one?
What?
Who is the athlete or artist that has majorly had an impact on your lives?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Since we're talking about artists right now.
Didn't see that.
What's the artist? Anything is a form of art. So it doesn't have to be an athlete at all. Got
you.
Who's the individual that's had a majority impact on your life?
Go ahead, Joe.
You can go. I'll volley that one back. I got too many of them, bro.
Okay. Well, since you posed the question.
Yeah, you posed the question.
So for me, I have to say I've seen all 20 years of Kobe. What he's left the league, like people are still going crazy over his shoes. People are still, looking at highlights. People are still saying when they shoot Kobe.
Yeah.
And it was just a good transition. We got 2 different ones for the same 20 years. We got Fro Kobe and we got low cut Kobe. But it was also how he was able to overcome all the scandals and stuff that was going on. I'm not here to say if he did or didn't, but I am saying after those court cases, he was getting on a jet helicopter to go straight to the games to just dominate.
Right.
And for me, one thing that I definitely want to take away from it is Mamba mentality.
Mamba is awesome.
Like Mamba mentality is very, very pivotal in a lot of people's lives, and mainly mine. And I just want to say that mentality that he brings into everything, winning, being there for the next player, picking up everybody and putting everybody in the same position to win, not just on the game, but in the game of life.
Right.
That's the major person and the impact they left on my life.
Right. You might as well just go Mamba out.
Mamba out, and rest in peace to a GOAT.
Yeah, man, definitely. Well, I'll kick it off next. I'll probably go Jay-Z. For me, Jay-Z really was instrumental as far as, and I know we're talking athletes and musicians, and it doesn't have to be just a musician or an
art
athlete.
is art.
Joe, you can go with
really?
You can go with somebody.
He's sitting over here like I don't know what artist means.
I just said it. You didn't have to.
Really? Yeah.
Well, more for the listeners,
Did I really
man.
sound like that? Really?
So we're not just putting ourselves in a box there.
Disrespect received in here sometimes just bothers me.
Jigga. So I'll go off Jay-Z. What he's done musically and businessly, and then the game that he's given out for free, and the fact that he's still very relevant now. And this is a career that's, stretched over years. This guy's a billionaire now. And he just dropped the best verse of the year.
Hands down.
This guy's 50 years old, 50 plus. I think he's 52, CB?
About.
What's Jay-Z, 52? Yeah, but the guy's just, to me, I mean, just the everything he's accomplished and acquired in life.
Right.
Still
that's
doing.
what we do as men, right? And as women as well.
Yeah, he's 52.
52. Finest girl in the game, Beyonce.
Hottest girl in the game wearing a chain.
Right.
That's right, Hove.
All the accolades, the Grammys, the verses written. I mean, he wrote Dr. Dre's
and Snoop Dogg.
And Snoop Dogg's, but he writes
Did
verses
the
for everybody.
cadence too for him.
So for me, just what he's meant for me, and I mean, since I was a kid, I've been on Jay-Z. I remember listening to Blueprint, and I remember listening to Reasonable Doubt, and everything he said. So, and just to see his trajectory and where he's at now has just been an awesome thing for me, and very, very, very definitely inspiring. So that's been motivating me for a while, for sure. So,
And he's definitely helped a lot of high end individuals too.
I mean, we could
Wayne
go
is
on.
my guy, and he helped
make
him.
We could make a whole segment about Jay-Z and what he's done in this game. I mean, we could talk all day. So, but yeah, great man, great skill. Very, very. He gives back. So it's awesome, man. That's why he's been an inspiration to me for a while. So
Definitely.
I'd probably have to say Howie Long.
Okay.
Okay.
When I was growing up playing football, I mean, yeah, he was a badass. He was a Hall of Famer. He was a Raider his whole career, and
Howie Long's dope.
He's a great family man.
What he did after his career too, he's done well. He's done well for a lot of charities, and he had 2 sons playing in the NFL, and
Yep.
he's on. Everybody knows he's on the show every weekend, and then I stopped playing, but yeah,
He was a bad MFer.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
bad.
The
Oh,
imprint
man.
he
I mean,
left
there's a
on the
lot of
game.
you can talk about when you talk about the position. I mean, that's some. I mean, we could sit down here for 2 hours, and I can go to each position. We can have a debate all year about all of them, who's the best at what, But
Right.
no, I mean, he was cool
So
enough
growing
to
up,
talk, yeah.
he gave you some inspiration.
He was that
Well, I
impact.
met Lau Zeta when I was a kid too, and yeah, I have his autograph at home. It's on the wall. But the thing is, it's like, Lau, he was a great human being. That guy did a lot for charities too. And when you see the story about him and what happened, a lot of people don't even know. He fought Ali in the exhibition.
Yeah.
He was a brawler, man, and he did a lot for kids and.
Howie did too, man. He did a lot for people, the community, man.
Yeah,
And
that's what he did. So.
His sons are awesome.
His sons,
right.
Man.
I mean, what a family. Definitely,
Exactly.
they're like royalty, like the Kennedys and stuff around here.
Right, of course,
definitely.
So that's what I got.
Okay. You know what I got right now for us?
What you got?
I got our pet peeves of the weeks, fellas. Who wants to hit this first?
I'll go and hit it first.
Okay.
I have a real problem with people when they sit there and complain about their life and blame other people.
Right.
It really just bothers me because one thing I take pride in myself about a human being, who I am, I'm on this journey because of the mistakes I made.
Right on.
I have no one to blame but me.
Preach.
Right.
That's it. And I make my own decisions. I'm a grown up. I made my decisions for a lot. I was taught the right way, how to live life and have morals. And anything I've done in my life, it's on me.
Right.
It's not on anybody else. I've made the mistakes. You hear it a lot, and a lot of people repeat it a lot and talk about it. They blame other people. They blame others. You're in control of your ship. It's the way we get there. When we dock that ship, what happens?
Absolutely.
And that's where I'm at on that. And that's this is a very personal one. I'm not very excited. I'm talking more like,
knowledge
I'm
and
on my
game,
own.
bro.
So
Give it to
some
him.
stuff out there about who I am, and,
Give it to
and
him.
it's the truth. It
very
really
honest
drives
to
me
God
wild when people say that. It's just like even with relationships, they went wrong because of me. I let them do or treat us the way they did, and you stick around, and that's because of me. That wasn't because of them.
Right.
I let them do that, so that's where I'm at. So
That's big. That's big of you to say, man, because that's a lot of people have a hard
I'm
time
trying to be an
admitting stuff
inspiration
like
over
that.
here.
So
I'm
that's
trying to be
awesome,
an
man.
inspiration to people. I guess.
Good, man. I'm proud of you, Joe. That was dope, man, for sure. People don't admit that. They really don't. They have this self, sight of who they are, and that's how they portray themselves. So for you to say that is big on the show, man. Awesome. Where you at, Pete?
All right, I guess we just personal with it this one.
I want to hear Pete.
Well, they're all
But I mean, it's all
personal.
personal. It's all
They're all
personal
personal,
pet
but
peeves.
Mine ain't gonna be personal.
I mean,
mine-
it's a pet peeve. They're all personal.
all
But
personal.
when you get deep into something about that's different.
Yeah, that was good.
Not
Man.
really. It isn't. It's the truth. It's a pet peeve.
Best pet peeve yet, Joe.
Mine
I don't know
is,
about that. It don't
is
beat the
really,
dog shit,
really
bro.
deep.
It does beat the dog. Shit.
It's pride.
Pride.
A pet peeve of mine is pride. This is about to be really, really deep.
Got you. Oh wow.
A lot of
Is this
people are
clip-worthy?
too prideful to say what I'm about to say.
Got you.
I'm hurting. I need help. That's it. A lot of people don't know how to reach out or really admit what the problem is so they can really accept it, and not just accept it, but forgive the other person and forgive themselves. Joe said something really, really big last week in a conversation that I wasn't even in. I was in 2 conversations at once, and that was the last part he left from the conversation, and I was just like, man, I don't forgive myself for a lot of things.
Right.
I'll forgive the other person, but never forgive myself.
And you have to do both, or you can't move on.
Right.
And that's just simple facts.
Right. So don't allow your pride to really get
But
involved.
pride goes together with ego, because when someone has a huge ego or a lot of pride, the sister of that is fear.
Yeah. I get it.
Right. But yeah, that's pretty much mine. My pride sometimes can be the
continue,
problem,
man. Yeah, say what you were saying, man.
and it can pretty much it can, I guess, shorten the course of healing.
Right.
You spend so much time in your head trying to figure this out, figure that out. What about this and what about that? That's also your pride being in the way of you really understanding and accepting what it really the problem is.
Right on.
For you to add solution to it.
Yeah, man.
We spend way too much time on problems instead of solutions.
Yeah, man.
And, misery enjoys company. So I definitely want to just go ahead and leave you guys with that one.
It's knowledgeable.
Definitely
and
want
smart
to
shit.
share with you guys that it's okay to admit to your fellows that, hey, you need help. So, again, we're good, we're great, but don't let your pride get in the way of everything.
Man,
Look at all this positivity going on at the end over here.
boy, what am I supposed to do? So how do I follow up that, guys? I'm not really on that, but I'll get into the pet peeve that I was going to talk about this week, and it was line drifters. Okay. And I'm switching the gears, and I know I'm going to take a little bit of the tension in the room here.
Please.
Slice that bread a little bit and get on some
Your
funny.
story is y'all gotta hear
So
this.
forgive me.
Can you be,
Y'all
a
gotta
little,
hear this.
can you
I'm
be
be
a little
quick.
bit more specific for the
I'm gonna be
audience?
quick.
Because I don't think they know
Please.
what line drifters are.
I am. I was just
I
getting
know,
that out
but,
the way.
yeah.
So line drifters, to me, the line drifters there's 2 types of line drifters. There's one type that comes into the to the line, and they kind of hang around until they can get an opening, and then they cut a bunch of people, right? That's one line drifter. Second line drifter is the people who invade your personal bubble, right? The ones that stand on your heels. So I was at the local grocery market.
Supermarket.
Ralph's, right?
Ralph's.
And I'm chilling in line, and since the P word, we've been kind of hanging out, like 6 feet, everything. So I'm in line, the girl in front of me is doing her thing at the cash register. I'm giving her space. I'm at the back of the conveyor belt, and I'm setting my stuff up.
Right.
So I have a little cart, and I'm putting my things on there. I look back, and this guy and his girlfriend are literally on my heels.
Is this regular checkout or self checkout?
This is regular checkout. And so they're literally on my heels because I was buying alcohol, and you can't get alcohol through self checkout.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
okay,
there we go.
She's
Self checkout.
She's literally, they're literally on my heels. And I turn around and I'm like, what the hell is going on right now? So I'm nice, I'm not a mean guy. So I keep on putting my stuff up. I turn back around and he's got the magazine looking down, reading it. And he's like literally like 2 inches from me. So I have to literally say something to this man like, hey man, can you back up a little bit?
You didn't do it like that.
No, I did.
I know you did. I know you too well.
I said back that up.
No, you didn't do that.
No, I literally said
Get off
back
me,
up,
bro.
bro.
Just
I
get
said
me
back
off.
up a little bit.
And
Back,
again,
bro.
it's someone just in their own world, don't care about anybody else.
Nah, y'all should have been with us when we went to when we went bowling. Compodres Bowling has a story coming to y'all where Lance knew the tension in the room and called it out instantly.
I'm personal bubble guy, so I'm not gonna invade yours. Don't invade mine. Don't get in my ear and talk. Don't bat my chest when we're talking. That's all part of that same scenario. So, but yeah, man, that was it. I know I wasn't as deep as you guys this week. Jeez,
Nah, but
you didn't give me the memo.
I honestly feel you on that because I've gotten hit in the back of the heel with a shopping cart from that.
Rizzo don't send memos, bro.
We just, like I said, we just come in, we give y'all the real, and we give y'all what's on our minds and on our hearts.
Right on.
You know, so what we need y'all to do at this point is like, subscribe, and follow.
Subscribe.
Not just to YouTube, all listening platforms at this point.
Subscribe.
And it's stuck. Go ahead, Rizot. Let them know where to find you, brother.
Rizot and Hizot, I want to make a shout out to Mastermind as usual. We had fun with them
y'all.
today. It was a good time. They did
Always.
a great job.
Great folks.
Of course, these guys next to me, this was a good episode today, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. And thank you for all the support via text, phone, and just remember, duck and dive these guys.
No. Duck and dive into his DMs.
Don't let him do that.
Don't.
I am _illson. That's where you can find me at.
Yeah.
And like you all said, thank you for support, and definitely keep hitting Joe's DMs.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Duck and dive into those. And it's at Compodres. That's at COMPODRES. And like that, Compodres, we gone.
We gone.